Welcome back to T's YouTube channel. Today I want to give you a little follow-up from my previous bouncy ball video. So we all saw how it went, and I think the best way to describe how it went would be not very well. I think that the cornstarch definitely worked the best to make the bouncy ball, but I think that I can do better. I'm going to microwave it for a little less time, start off adding a little less water, and see if I can really perfect this recipe for the best bouncy ball. Let's try it out. If you remember correctly, this recipe required cornstarch, a little bit of water, and food coloring if you like. So I will measure out 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and I'm going to put it just into a plastic bowl. Make sure your bowl is microwave safe. There's 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. And 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. And if you remember, I think I added a little bit too much water last time. So I'm going to just add a little bit at a time and start to mix it together until it turns into a bit of a paste. I think I need more water than that. And remember, I am following the same recipe as last time, but I'm trying to make a few little changes so that I can make the best possible cornstarch bouncy ball. So it's already quite a bit stickier than it was the first time around. So I'll add a little bit more water, and then we will add in some food coloring. So last time we used yellow, so let's see. Let's make it green this time. So we'll put 1 drop of food coloring, mix that in. Yeah, it's really tough to mix again. So it seems pretty similar to last time. So get that all mixed together nice and green, which is almost there. So you can see that it's a little bit liquidy, and I pour it off the spoon, but it's also kind of hard to scrape it around. So I think we're in a pretty good spot. And the next step is to pop it in the microwave. So last time it recommended 30 seconds, but I think that that was too long because it ended up getting really crusty and dry. So I will try it for 20 seconds. Let's give that a shot. Okay, I got a little nervous to put it in for 20 seconds because I was worried that it would get all crusty again. So I did it for 15, and it is hard, not completely, but it then says that you should let it sit for about 2 minutes because it did get pretty warm. So I'm just gonna leave it right here on the counter, let it cool down, and then we'll try to turn it into a bouncy ball. So I let it sit and cool, and then I took my spoon and scraped the edges, but this is what it looks like. And this is kind of what it looked like last time too, so I'm still not convinced. I dried it out a little bit, but I just added a bit of water to the mixture, which is what I did last time. It is now crumbling in my hand though. So let me add a splash more water. Oops, that's not enough. So I just got this little spoonful. I'm doing it right in my hand. I'm just trying to mash it together, which is kind of working, honestly. So it's a solid piece. Maybe I should put a little bit of water in my hand because that worked well yesterday. So now I'm just going to roll it in my hands. Okay, now it's, oh. It was working really well, and then it just crumbled in my hands as I was saying, oh, it's actually working well. So maybe I need it to be a little bit more compressed. Really squish it all together. It does seem much more malleable than the one did yesterday. So I'll add, just like wet my fingertips in water, I think, just to kind of give it a little something to work with. I'm worried because the other one had a lot of cracks in it, and I'm wondering if that impacted how well it bounced. So I would like to avoid that. if possible. So I think we might be on to something. Seems to be coming together relatively well. Adding the water is really good for getting out all the bumps. I think it looks pretty good. So what I will do then is lay it out on a plate to dry for a little while, and then I will come back and show you if it bounces better than the other one. We are now back one day later. The ball has completely dried and I am pretty worried. So you can probably see that it's very crusty, but it's also very like not solid. So I'm really worried to do a bounce test, but I have our other one here as well. And so I think I'm going to try to drop them at the same time and see what happens. I have a very strong suspicion that this one is just going to break into a million pieces, but we will try it and see which one bounces higher. Well, there you have it. Clearly the green one did not work better than the yellow one. So unfortunately, I don't think I have an answer for you on the best recipe to make your own bouncy ball. I do still think that the cornstarch recipe was better than the others. It just needs a little bit of tweaking. So if you tried this recipe or any others for yourself, please let me know how they work.